It's all right. I understand. Now, here we go. Areas of triangles and trapezoids. These are formulas you're going to have to remember. You can divide any parallelogram into two congruent triangles. What's congruent mean again?
The same.
The same. Congruent means the same. Now, if you look at these things, these triangles, first of all, this whole shape all together is what? It's a quadrilateral. It's a parallelogram. Okay? And you can break it into two congruent triangles, and this line breaks it into two congruent triangles. Now, some of you might think that this yellow and green triangles are not congruent, but they are. They just happen to be flipped around. Congruent doesn't mean set the same way. Congruent means that they have the same length sides and the same length size angles, okay? So these two triangles are congruent, just so you know. As far as the area of a triangle goes, the area of a triangle is half the product of its base and its height. There's some, we have a word sentence right here. We want to make it into a math sentence. The area of a triangle is, that shows me A equals the area of a triangle. You see that much? A equals half the product. What is product? Versa. Multiplication. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So we know we're going to multiply. Half the product. 1/2 times its base and its height. 1/2 times B times H. 1/2 the base times the height of a triangle. Let's see if that's right. That's how you find the area of a triangle, and I've written it over here on the board. 1/2 equals base times height. Here's another way to think about it. 1/2, multiplying by 1/2 is the same as doing what? Multiplying by 0.5, what else? No. It's the same as dividing by what? 2. Multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. So another way to think about this is you could go base times height divided by 2. That's another way to think about it. Because it is you are doing the same thing. Okay? So, we have a triangle here. First of all, how do you find the area of a triangle? What is the formula? Let's write it down. What is the formula for finding the area of a triangle? Yes? A equals 1/2 times B times H. Let's plug our numbers into our formula. A equals 1/2 times, what's my base? What's my B? Cesar. 20. What's my height? 12. Now we have an expression that we can solve. 1/2 times 20 is, remember, multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. 1/2 times 20 is what? 10 times 12 is 120. A equals 120. What? Don't forget your label. feet squared, square feet. Okay? Remember, area is always measured in square feet. Always, always, always. This one doesn't have a fancy little line going up and showing me what the height is, does it? Uh-oh. Forgot to turn that off today. Same number every day. Calls me every day. Go away, I hate you. Wow. Yeah. Have I ever answered it? Yeah, I have. It just says goodbye. Every day. A couple times a day. Anyway. I'm glad that that was on my recording. Now, find the area of the triangle. This thing doesn't have a fancy little line going up there and saying how high it is. But this one, I can tell how high it is. How? This number right here, tells me that it's 24 inches high, but it only works because of this. What is that? 90 degrees. That is telling me that this triangle is going straight up. If we did it differently, say we had this triangle. I told you I'm not very good at drawing. And then it said that this was 24. This certainly doesn't give me my height because this is on a slant. This line is on an angle here. And the height is actually this line. And with this line is probably less than 24. Let's say this line is probably 20. This only works if it is straight up and down. And the only way we know if it's straight up and down is if this little line is in here. This little line in here indicates that it's 90 degrees. Okay? So, let's find the area of this triangle. The area of this triangle says is what? What's the algebraic expression for finding the area of a triangle? Okay, good. A equals 1/2 times, what's my base? Cesar, 30. That's what it's all about. What is my height? All right. Now, this is a problem that chances are you can't just really solve in your head. You might be able to, but if we were to use a calculator to solve this, what are the numbers you would plug into your calculator to find this? Kevin.
No. Yeah, 2 divided by 30.
I'm sorry, no.
0.5 times 30. Oh, yeah.
That's a times. Now, some people just ask, couldn't you divide? Yes, you could divide. But here's my suggestion as far as the calculator goes, because we said that it's 1/2 times the base times the height. I would go 24 times 30 equals, and then divided by 2. Because that way you're getting the total that you're dividing by. Okay. So, those of you that have a calculator, you should have a calculator. There's one right there if someone needs to use it. Okay. A equals what? What's 1/2? What is this? 1/2 times 30 times 24. What'd you come up with? 360 square inches. Okay? Okay. Again, area of a triangle. Same deal. 1/2 times the base times the height. What's the base? 5. What's the height? So in your head, you can probably do this. You can go 8 times 5 is 40 divided by 2 is 20. What? Yeah, well, we did it in our head faster than you can punch it in the calculator. All right, that's enough. To find the area of a trapezoid. What is a trapezoid, by the way? We talked about it yesterday. What is a trapezoid? Jonathan. It's 4 sides. It's a quadrilateral. It is not a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a 4-side a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with 2 sets of parallel lines. A trapezoid is what? A quadrilateral with 1 set of parallel lines. This is something you're going to have to know for your quiz and test. Okay? So to find the area of a trapezoid, here's the formula. It says the area of a trapezoid is, so that's A equals the product, again we're going to multiply, of half its height, so 1/2 times h, and times the sum of the bases. What is sum mean? Or what is sum? Alexis? Adding. It's the answer to an addition problem. So the sum, B1 plus B2. Why do I put it in parentheses? Because we need to figure that out. It says the answer is the sum of the bases. If we were to do this without those parentheses, we would technically be multiplying. We would go 1/2 times the height times B1. We would do all that, and then we would add B2 if we didn't have those parentheses. The formula has to have the parentheses in it. It's order of operations. Okay? So we have this problem. Find the area of the trapezoid. So our algebraic expression for area of a trapezoid is A equals 1/2 times h times B1 plus B2. Now what we need to do is we need to plug all of those numbers in for all of those letters. Okay? A equals 1/2 times, what's that? What's the height? 4 times, what is B1? 14. It could be 12.5. It doesn't matter. As long as you do them both. Now we go all the way back to the beginning of the school year. We have to follow order of operations. We have to look at that and we have to follow order of operations. Order of operations says that we add those first because it's inside the parentheses. So A equals 1/2 times 4 times 14 plus 12.5 is going to be 26 and 1/2. And then we can multiply that together because it's all multiplication. So it's 1/2 times 4, same as dividing by 2, right? So 4 divided by 2 is 0.5. No, 0.5. 2. 1/2 times 4 is 2 times 26.5. Okay. This entire process, all this is you guys plugging numbers in, remembering order of operations. And you're going to have to memorize all of these formulas, all of these expressions. Spend 5 minutes a day to do it. Okay. Your homework is page 548. 8 to 24 even.